Welcome back, boys, and welcome to another video. Today's subreddit we are reading from is r// Tales from the Front Desk. I saw this on the front page of Reddit for me, so I'm like, hey, why not? It was an interesting story, and I got multiple, so yeah, hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Our first story is You Caught Me. We're not sold out. I'm definitely a liar. This short exchange I had last night with an a-hole who couldn't believe we were sold out. Me. Hi, how can I help you? A-hole says nothing and stares at me. Me. Are you checking in? A-hole mumbles. Yeah. Me. Alright. What is the last name on your reservation? He says nothing and just hands me his ID. I hate when they do this. Me. I'm sorry, sir. We don't have a reservation for you, and we're sold out tonight. What do you mean we're sold out? Oh, look. He can talk. Me. Well, that means that every room we have has already been booked for the night. How is that even possible? There's nothing to do in this town. Me. It happens very often. We are halfway between two major cities, so we end up with a lot of people who don't want to pay the higher prices in the city. You're lying. You just don't want to help me. You're a liar. At this point, I turn my screen around and show him the beautiful red 0 on the date. Me. See this number right here? The number that shows how many rooms we have available tonight? See how it says 0? This means that we're sold out. I'm not a liar, and I do not appreciate you calling me one. There is nothing I can do for you, and I'm not going to stand here and argue with you about it. I don't know exactly what he said next, mostly because it was a lot of mumbling, but he definitely called me a liar again, and just kind of huffed off at the door. He made a point to hit our automatic door as hard as he could to make it pop off the tracks on his way out. Wow. If anyone is reading this that doesn't work in hotels, please understand that we aren't lying when we tell you we're sold out. Our jobs is to sell you. Our goal is to sell out as possible, as often as possible. We have no reason to lie about it. Well then, OP. This guy was probably drunk, I'm not gonna lie. And that's why I did that accent. But, yeah, he probably was drunk. And he probably shouldn't have been there 3/4 of the time. And I understand why people on the front desk hate the ID thing. Makes sense. Anyway, our next post. Almost done. So I sit in the office, sold out again, waiting for my shift to be over. Had another night of dealing with people. Some have been pleasant, most often they have not been. I've received 10 plus calls regarding the Wi-Fi being down. Again. Just had an incompetent DoorDash driver act like I was the stupid one. Right before that had a couple of tweakers who made a reservation somewhere and be pissed off when I had no rooms for hours. As I write this, I keep getting interrupted by a gentleman who doesn't understand that he can't check in at 1 a.m. if he makes a reservation for the next day. But hey, at least I didn't see someone OD'd, right? And not one person has beaten their significant other. Small victories, am I right? I've been in the hospitality for about 4 years now. Up until the last year, I wanted to run my own property. I worked my way up and worked overtime, covered shifts whenever it's needed. Then had an epiphany. It doesn't matter how hard I work to make the property better than there is always going to be a massive wave of crap checking into my motel. Whether it is tweaker, locals, or entitled old buttholes. My motivation and consciousness has wavered until I just tapped out. I recently got a different job and gave my 2 weeks notice. The last 2 weeks are going to be difficult. I cannot wait to work at this new place. Sorry about the vent session. Hey, you take what you need, bruh. Like, yeah, you take what you need. That was interesting. Because I'm never going into hospitality just for that reason. Because, goddamn, I would hate to just have to deal with those type of people. I will go into any other field. I'm never going into hospitality. I hate dealing with people in the first place. It sucks. Anyway, our next post. COVID has really made me not tolerate people's BS at all anymore. Me. Thank you for calling my hotel. This is me. How may I help you? Girl. Hi, I booked another hotel and saw your rate is cheaper, and I wanted to ask a few questions first. Oh God, here we go. The way she sounded, it made it sound like it would be a lot to handle. Lol. Okay, sure. Girl, do you have suites that have kitchens? Me. They all have kitchenettes, stovetops, microwaves, fridges. Girl. Okay, great. And another one? Okay. I'm coming from North Carolina, where we have masks mandated. And I don't know if your state does too, but do you allow people who are exempt from wearing masks at your hotel? I know sometimes businesses will allow you. There it is. No. Not even if we're exempt? No. My brand policy requires everyone to wear a mask. Kiss my butt. If you're so fragile that you can't wear a mask, you shouldn't be worried about coming to a hotel. Girl. Okay, I guess we'll have to keep the other one. Okay. Bye. Like I said, kiss my butt. As business, we have the right to refuse service. If you walk up to me, I'm gonna ask you if you have a mask. If you say no, I'm gonna hand you one. Well, here's a story from current times. Because, wow. I don't understand anti-maskers. Like, anti-maskers, if you're gonna die from COVID, if you're gonna die from wearing a mask, you shouldn't be going outside in the first place because of like breathing issues. If you can't breathe through a mask, don't go outside in the first place just because you're gonna die. Plain and simple. Or you're just a retard and it makes sense that you will die in the first place. Our next post is guest apologizes for fellow countrywoman. Backstory. My father is British and my mother is German. I've been living in sunny Spain ever since I was just a lad. 10 years ago, I was working at a reception desk of a large resort-type hotel, where most guests were from both of my parents' countries of origin. One of the few rules that this hotel had was that any towels placed on sunbed before 900 hours were taken away by security to be collected by their owners in a specific bar on their premise. Now, I have to stress that this is not only Germany habit, but to reserve sunbeds. The British are very much into it as well. This particular day, we had quite a lot of people at reception, mostly Germans, when this particular lady cut the line, started throwing a temper tantrum in German because her precious towels had been taken off her desired sunbed early in the morning. She had ended her tirade with the following words: "We have the right to reserve sunbeds. Us Germans are paying for Spain's debts." She stormed off, leaving a lot of stunned and embarrassed fellow countrymen behind. Some of them shouted abuse at her like, "You're insane, aren't you? Or go back under your rock." But the icing on the cake was an elderly gentleman who walked up to the reception desk some 10 minutes later and said, "My wife was present when that woman insulted you, and I wanted to apologize in the name of my country for what she said. I am so ashamed. Please don't think that all Germans are like her." This man really made our day. Well, I'm glad that man made your day because that's a good thing for that man to do. He seems like a nice man. Very nice man. As for that woman, she seems like an absolute monstrosity of anything. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Tell me if you want me to do that again. Please like, sub, and all that jazz. And I hope y'all have a good day. Peace.